The Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 three-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes three-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chintpowersystems.com to find out more.
But we think it's all about jobs. How do we create jobs? So he said he had 3 jobs last week. That's amazing to hear, because we don't always know. But I think that's what it's all about, is giving those folks the opportunity to come in, to learn, to grow their career.
Are you speeding the energy transition? Here at the Clean Power Hour, our hosts Tim Montague and John Weaver bring you the best in solar, batteries, and clean technologies every week. Want to go deeper into decarbonization? We do too. We're here to help you understand and command the commercial, residential, and utility, solar, wind, and storage industries. So let's get to it. Together we can speed the energy transition.
Today on the Clean Power Hour, it's a special episode. We are here at the Chint headquarters in Dallas, Texas, otherwise known as CPS America. I'm so excited to have 3 executives from Chint on the stage with me, and we are preparing for a big event for you guys today, which we're going to get into. But first, I want to get a little background on yourselves. Who are you? How did you come to Chint? And what are you up to in the world? So we'll start with you, James Oswald. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
James Oswald, I'm service director. I've been with Chint for 8 years now, joined in 2015 as we were just starting to grow. I run the service team and the lab here in Texas.
And what exactly is your role at the company, James?
I'm service director, so I run the service team. I field all the service questions. I run the repair lab here. I have 28 employees in my department. I have 7 leads, and the rest are all employees. So,
dare I ask, what is keeping you up at night?
Everything.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. And next, Brian Wagner, president of CPS America. Great to see you again. Thank you for having me here. And tell us a little bit about what you're up to today with this event.
Sure. Yeah. No, thanks for being here, Tim. We appreciate you being a part of our team and everyone that helped make today a reality. Today is really about innovation. So the building we're in right now in the greater Dallas area, Richardson, Texas, which we've called home since 2009 as a small R&D lab, is now a brand new facility about a year later. That we've invested, millions of dollars into here in the U.S. We've created jobs here in the U.S. And today's event really is to thank all of our customers. A lot of the partners and folks that will be here today, and throughout this week, we're just saying thank you, right? And letting them obviously have some fun. It's the start of March Madness, so we know that, we hope we can, bring folks through the facility, they can learn something about our emerging technology, our innovation, and mainly our team, right? As James said, we've probably doubled the size of the staff in the last 12, 18 months. We'll do it again in the next 12, 18 months. And, that's really thanks to our customers. If you think about the partners that we have, and, I think we're approaching, say, 500 companies we're working with in 2022. It's really them hanging on through those headaches. We talk about things that keep us up. In this business, every product you deploy will fail. So that's a hard thing to wrap your head around. We think of it more as, not sales, right? It's more operations, right? You have to obviously get a product into the field, but it's how you really run the business, the operations, and the team to support the customers. Is what really today's all about. What do they need from us? How can we help them more? What technologies? Today we're launching new products. We're talking about new products. We actually just announced a 20% price cut on our 250, 275 to start this year. That's exciting, right? And that's through the innovation, that's through our customers, right? We think string inverters will be the future for utility scale, right? And that used to be a 200 kilowatt site, but now it could be a 200 megawatt site, and that's exciting.
Lots unpacked there. And if you're listening to this podcast, though, go to chintpowersystems.com and click on the jobs tab, because these guys are recruiting a lot of people to the headquarters here in Dallas, but you also have offices on the West Coast and the East Coast.
That's right. Yeah, we have a growing office. We just relocated from Morristown, New Jersey to Somerville. Just finished renovations there in downtown Somerville. Great place for adding jobs, right? And the town there is very local to where I'm from, but very excited to have us and our growing team. We actually have a partner in the same building across the street, which is fun and exciting. And yes, we also have where Anton is in Pleasanton, California, and we have Southern California as well.
Well, welcome to the show, Anton Patton. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to Chint.
Yeah, so I'm the Product Management and Applications Engineering Director here with CPS, leading our product management team, our engineers, supporting our products, supporting our customers, providing that engineering support, and also taking our customer feedback, seeing the market needs, and figuring out what new improvements, new products we can come out with to best support the solar PV industry. And it's really been exciting to kind of grow with the team and lead the market in three-phase string inverters. And prior to CPS, I was on the project development side, so as a system designer, working on the designs, the installations, commissioning, I was able to take what I learned in my experience and bring that to CPS and bring that into how we design our products, how we can best think of new ways to innovate and make it easier, cost efficient, and really effective on the product side of bringing solutions for these projects.
I think that's a great place to start. The solar industry is growing by leaps and bounds. We're going to install something like 25 gigawatts this year in the United States. And that's both a challenge and an opportunity, of course. Mm-hmm. So what are you hearing from customers, though, about string versus central? That is a conversation you guys are really on the bleeding edge of, I think, with your larger string inverter lines. And so, when we think megawatt to gigawatt scale plants, right, it is not unusual now in the United States to get a 100 megawatt plant. And string inverters have many advantages. They're smaller, they're lighter, they're easier to get in and out of the field, so to speak. But what are you hearing from customers, and why is Chint taking this very aggressive approach to putting string inverters in utility scale plants?
Yeah, string inverters, when you look over the last 10 years, 10 years ago, a central inverter was used for a 50 kilowatt plant, and now you're looking at multi-hundred megawatt plants using string inverters. And what we hear from customers and what we see in the industry is, a lot of the developers, the installers, they're seeing the advantages of string. A lot of it on the operation side, some of the things you mentioned, ease of replacement, repairs, and a lot of it is related to making sure these systems have minimized downtime and that these plants are producing the maximum amount of energy they can. And the string inverter, the cost, the CapEx has gone down dramatically over the last decade, and you're really getting close to central inverters on the CapEx side, while bringing in the advantages of, less downtime, quicker repairs. You don't have to wait for a specialized technician or the manufacturer technician to come, which could take weeks. And you really think about these systems, 3 or 4 megawatts being down at a time, is a huge impact. on the energy production. So
That really is the key, I think. And there's a local case from my community in Champaign, Illinois. The University of Illinois has a 5-megawatt plant, which was their first large-scale solar plant. Now they have a 12-megawatt plant also. But the first plant was built with central inverters, and one of the inverters broke, and half the plant was down for something like 6 months while they were waiting for a replacement part. Or replacement inverter. I don't know exactly what they ended up doing, right? That's a lot of lost energy. And that means lost revenue, lost savings. Everybody's losing, right? And that's no bueno. But I guess I would love to hear from all of you. I mean, all of you are interfacing with your customers, and we're here today to celebrate Chin's customers and give them a wonderful experience with your staff and with your products, and we can talk about what we're in store for today. But what else is on your minds, I guess, about customers and how CPS America approaches that?
Well, I was just going to mention that your story about the Illinois plant of 5 megawatts, I first experienced that, I want to say in 2011, 2012, something like that, when I was at Advanced Energy, which was the #1 utility scale central. Very strong public company still today, semiconductor company. It's just a lot of times you have different management philosophies, teams, changes. It's so hard to predict. So 5 years out, 10 years out, I wish we all knew what we'd be doing and what Chin would be doing even. It's very hard to predict. I think a 3 to 5 year is realistic, but what the customers have to live with is sometimes 5, 10, 20, 25 years. Plant life and solar plant life. So I first experienced about a 3 to 6 month down inverter that I was part of the project back in 2011, 2012. The customer is actually still our customer here at CPS today, and they've never looked back on Central. So sometimes you have that experience early on in your life. Sometimes it comes later as you're deploying, as your developers are deploying more and more solar. I think at the larger level, both in Europe and in Asia, you're looking at 80 to 90% of plants are built with string now. So I think the U.S. is just, depending on the different labor markets, we're lucky because we have 15,000 or so inverters now in the field. 15,000 plants, right? 110,000 inverters, yeah, sorry. So 15,000 plants gives us a lot of different experiences, different climates, different regions, different grids, right? Different interaction with what's happening downstream from the solar plant. So string really gives you the flexibility in your design. Like Anton's saying, a lot of folks come in late, right? They only have three months to build a project. We have like probably 500 megawatts, maybe even closer to a gigawatt right now in stock. If all of a sudden your central inverter is 40, 50, 60-week lead time, like to match some of the transformers out there, which happens, we can ship you the product literally by probably 3 o'clock today if you need it, and get it there in the next 3 days. So I think that's the flexibility string will have, and you're right, as you're approaching a 15, 20, 25 gigawatt market this year, whatever it ends up being, we know Chin will be ready. Our capacity in Thailand, where we're manufacturing the product right now, is this year approaching the 5-6 gigawatt level of capacity. We won't fill that, right? It's all dedicated for U.S. market. We won't fill that because our business isn't growing that fast. But we're ready. If all of a sudden the demand is there, we just shipped a project that was 35 megawatts out in Arizona, and we learned of the project 3 months before roughly we had to ship, right? Normally those are 3-year cycles to develop, and it just converted. One of the other manufacturers couldn't get chips or whatever happened, and we were there to step up, and I think you'll see that trend happen more and more over the next 12, 18, 24 months.
I mean, 2022 really was the year of supply chain issues, right?
Yeah.
None of us said those two words more than in 2022.
Yeah.
And so what you're putting your finger on is really vital, and this affects installers, developers, financiers, asset owners, and customers who are benefiting from these solar plants, right?
Well, the last few years you've had way more than just supply chain challenges. We've had epidemic, pandemic, however you title that, all kinds of things, right? On the global front, you have a war going on. There's a lot that's affecting the price of steel, aluminum, copper, all of these things that I think, again, never once did we not have stock of any product. Never once did we miss a shipment in all that time. And I think at times, you'll run into, maybe even at times, some of the manufacturers will run into a supply glut now because they won't have the demand because the customers can't count on them and they're going in different direction. We hope they're going to CPS because we're ready and we're growing and as you see, we invested in the business here. Frankly speaking, we're even looking at the next facility. IRA is very exciting. There's a lot we're looking at there.
Yep. So you're clearly a powerhouse when it comes to manufacturing. On the support side, what is your customer's experience? What is the uptime of the product that they're experiencing, and what is it that you're doing to differentiate CPS America from all of your competition when it comes to service?
So I'd say we have one of the best service teams in the industry today. I have field guys that go to the sites, and we ship out failed units. If you have a failed unit, we send out an RMA within 24 hours. Comes out of this facility or one close by. So it's out within 24 hours going to you to be replaced. If you don't, a lot of customers have extra units on site and they just swap them and then we just keep running their stock. But even if you don't, we'll have one to you within 3 to 4 days. So you'll be back up. If we need a field visit, I have guys that do that. That takes a little longer sometimes because of the limitations of the number of people and the travel. And we do have the Flex OM portal with the Flex products that we use that we can monitor sites. We watch them. Some sites we watch daily. Other sites we get notices on and we'll look at. We can change settings, adjust, add firmware, adjust stuff as needed on the fly. So, and if the utility comes in and says we want to change power factors or we want to, to change something, then we can do that remotely. You don't even have to go out to the field to do it.
Just the fact that you can have spares on site is a major difference between central and string inverters.
Yes.
And a good reason. That alone makes me think, just do it. But the Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 three-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes three-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chintpowersystems.com to find out more. We have limited time this morning. I don't want to neglect why we're here. We're at your innovation center in Richardson, Texas, in the Dallas area, and there's going to be 100 people, maybe 125 people here today. What is it that they're going to experience, and what are you looking forward to sharing with them?
Well, we'll probably have closer to 200, but thank you. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
No, we're excited. It's going to be fun regardless. I think, one of the exciting things for all of us, James and I have had many calls on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning that come up that we're just trying to support our team or our customer, whatever happens. But today's are more days to celebrate our own team as well and all the hard work they've put in. I would say that we're the hardest working team. We don't want to say in solar because that might offend our customers, but we definitely would say in the on the supply chain side, we're the hardest working team. I think every day there's competitors coming in from all over the world trying to work into this market, and we always use the phrase kind of a startup 10 years later. I think nowadays we're more saying we're just an entrepreneurial type mindset. That's kind of how our company was founded. Frank and Lom and some of our, Casey, Ed, some of our folks that have been with us and still rooting for us as they've gone on to do other bigger things, or different things, better things. I think we're just really excited, really excited to be that entrepreneurial company that, frankly speaking, we know the string inverters like the brains of the solar plant, And like James says, you can have all these different services that come off of that, which we're working on and we're responding to every day. But also the different segments. You can have a lot of different product segments that we're working on. So energy storage is, we're showcasing a C&I ESS product here today. We're talking about our 250, 275, which is, launched about a year ago. We got UL a little over a year ago, but it's the real product that will leap us into utility scale. We've already shipped a 105 megawatt plant. We've already shipped a 35 megawatt plant. We've shipped a bunch in the, say, 8, 10, 20 megawatt range. And we have every day, just as we were walking in yesterday when we flew in, we had a 50 megawatt plant that's being converted to string. So it's kind of like that now, where that used to happen with a 2 megawatt or a 5 megawatt, where all of a sudden we're like, whoa, we were only doing 100 kilowatts, 200 kilowatts, maybe a megawatt, and now we're getting a 2 megawatt. We were excited with our 36 kilowatt, right? But now that's happening, and we're also kind of like a more soft launch on our 350, which is coming next. It is about chips, it's about supply, and right now we know over the next, say 2023, 2024, the 250, 275 is going to be the workhorse.
I think it's so cool that you're having effectively a company retreat, but you're opening your house and sharing that with your customers.
And partners.
And partners like myself. Yeah. And I think that is just a fantastic way to build rapport between the company and your customers. Like, how better a way to build trust and the two things that we must have in order to do business with other humans, basically.
Yeah, you don't have to do business with anyone, right? You want to do business with people you like and you trust, but also ones that will be there when you need them. And I will say, we've, over the last, whatever period of time, we've had growing pains, like every other company, where, maybe you grow a little too fast. So we always are trying to figure that out. That's why even this morning I'm on the phone with all the ones that help us make the decisions. We need to double again. And they, double the size of the team. And they're like, well, okay, then you need to triple, quadruple the revenue, right? Now. I said, yeah, sure, something like that.
Yeah, and that's a big part of how we operate at CPS. We really want to be a partner to our customers and provide that support throughout the project. We start with the applications engineering, providing that support through the designs, making sure our customers, the engineers, have everything they need to design, their systems optimally and efficiently to avoid issues down the road. But then we're also there, anything could come up, but we at CPS prioritize making sure our customers are supported, working through challenges together, providing solutions, and that's a big part of today, is really showcasing our team and our products and how we have grown and evolved with the industry.
So I have a stupid question. Who is your ideal customer?
That's a hard one to answer because it changes, and I think we've always had the saying of, like, if you just treat everyone the same, you kind of don't. We really mostly work on us. We really mostly try to how do we get better? We don't even look at the competitors. Now we know we're trying to displace central inverter. That's really what we're targeting. It's not any of the brands, because the brands always come and go, right? I mean, the Sacons, the AEs, Schneider, there's been many of, we run an ad like extinction, right? The extinction that's happening, for sure, that's in every industry. But we work on us. Mainly we work on us and how do we get better, how do we change our process, look at our process. Sometimes, even internally, like any family, you have a disagreement, right? You come back and you say, okay, you were right, I was wrong, right? And I think that's what we're about versus ideal customer, because we have to support that one inverter job, just like that. I think we've had some 1,000 inverter jobs.
And I don't want to belabor the point, but
yeah.
When you think about who's going to be here today, who are you excited about talking to? You could name a brand, but you could also name a type of individual. Is it the field engineers? Yeah. Is it the project managers? Is it the procurement specialists? Who is it that you're looking forward to interfacing with today?
I was just going to say, it's probably more about, like, for me personally, you guys can go, but, for me personally, it's more about all, because all of those give us a different perspective and a different insight. That project engineer, we think is probably this is the best for them in terms of what we're doing because of the product we're showing. I mean, we had a customer write in this morning that their flight was delayed, so they can't get in until after the product part. And, can you guys do it for us again? Sure, of course. Everybody's going to get different out of it, but for us, I think it is all that make up how we improve.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, the installers have one point of view, the engineers, the developers even, and we really are excited about getting all of that feedback of looking at the different parts of a project and how it gets developed and seeing, at least on my team, the product side, how can we take this feedback, bring it into our products and how we support our products, and really meet the needs, and provide solutions for any pain points there might be. So that's what I'm excited about, is really having those discussions on the technical side, getting feedback of what works, what is a challenge, and how we can best provide solutions for it.
And let's say I've been designing and developing projects with central inverters, 5 megawatt inverters. What is that journey like for a company to embrace this concept of string after that legacy?
Yeah, so that's a conversation we have a lot with our customers, with a lot of them. So someone who has designed, with central inverters, we as the applications engineers will work with them closely, looking at what products we supply, what equipment is out in the market today, how you can design systems with string inverters, how the architectures are different, but also the different options you have, and looking at the different engineering, ways of designing a system. And we want to kind of take that journey with our customers as the partner, as they look at their designs, how they might think about, okay, if I'm using string versus central, how the equipment's different, how the design would be different, and also looking at the benefits that they're going to get and communicating that with their customers or the system owners so that they can be successful with their projects and be able to sell and develop.
You mentioned solar plus storage. That's obviously a very hot topic. Many different types of applications. What are you seeing? What is the pull that you're seeing from your customers when it comes to solar and storage?
Solar plus storage is definitely, like you said, a hot topic. It's a big, push in the industry and a trend. I mean, there are different applications, different reasons for adding storage. Could be resiliency, having backup power available. It could also be the different energy rates that are changing. The utilities are changing their rate structures to have high cost of energy during peak hours, which the sun may not be out. So having energy storage to balance that out, have higher revenue streams, return on investments for our customers when you add storage to just solar PV. And that's why we at CPS have had a big push to add energy storage to our product portfolio.
So is it the C&I market, though, that is going to be the beachhead for CPS and storage?
That's our niche, yeah. I mean, that's what we're known for. I think that, as I mentioned, like a lot of the new companies trying to get in, or these monster companies that are trying to buy market share, it really won't work. The reason it won't work is more to do with the operations. It's more to do with, think of a central. Every time you ship one, your cost of operations goes higher, right? With a string, you can't say that. You can't say that. So, for us, it's more about, as we look at batteries, how will we look at the operations? So we're actually looking at it opposite of what you'd think from a product standpoint. We're looking in the afterlife of when that product's going into commissioning and things. So the hardest challenge for batteries has really been supply, and that's because obviously we're not on the manufacturing side. We are launching products that will effectively bring everything other than the battery cell to life, of a solar plus storage example. But yeah, we're excited about mainly C&I today, but probably C&I first, We've already deployed a bunch of systems. Utilities next, and we're even announcing some other things here at the event, past that, so, yeah.
On the service side, do you want to say anything else about what you're looking forward to today?
So just looking to talk to everybody. Everyone has a different perspective on what they need as service or what they want from service. So we just take in that information.
Your phone number, presumably.
Yeah, I hide that. I don't hand that out to
I do.
Yeah. No, and I just see what they want and then see how we can integrate it if we don't already have it integrated in our system and what we may need to change or add or, our service has been growing just added 3 people last week. So, we're continuously growing and expanding as needed, so.
And again, what we look at really is the percentages. So if you can add 3 people last week, why not? That may not be the way everyone thinks today. We have really, really run a lean company for a long time, so we're fortunate, right? And we really have put in a lot of work, a ton of work to run it lean, so then when the right time to grow and really add to that process.
Well, you mentioned the IRA legislation, right? We have a 10-year run now, right, with a good ITC at 30% and many other benefits, and you see the impact already, right? Yep. The solar panel factories, the battery factories, the EV charging infrastructure, electrification of transportation, all of this is catching fire now in the United States, and the world is noticing. I had a Norwegian battery company on the show a couple weeks ago, and they're building a factory in Georgia, a company called Freyr. Americans have never heard of Freyr, but now they're going to have a gigafactory in Georgia. Wow. It's really an incredible time. One of the key limiting factors in the energy transition is humans, right? We need more skilled labor for installations, and we need more smart people doing the designs, engineering, sales, marketing, finance, tax accounting, et cetera, right? What do you guys say to future Chint employees? Why should people notice Chint and come work for you?
Yeah, with the kind of ever-changing solar industry, there's been so many different changes and evolution, and it is a really exciting time for solar PV. There's going to be a huge amount of growth for all the policy changes, and we at CPS, at least on the product side, to stay kind of as a market leader, we have evolved as well, and a lot of our team stays ahead of these changes, whether it's, regulations, different interconnection requirements, technology advancements, and we've really evolved our product line and solutions that we provide to the market to support kind of these ever-changing, needs for solar PV, and that's something that I get really excited about is being able to see what else can we innovate, what else can we do to support this changing market, because it is going to continue to evolve and grow, and we have definitely grown as well with it.
I think it's all about jobs. That's what I would say to anyone looking at our company. I think, in a recent job we just posted, we had 1,500 applicants within a couple weeks for one job. So I do think the demand is there. You're right, for the growing industry, but it is about the humans. It is about folks doing things. So I think you'll see maybe in the next few years a consolidation of that. You have so many fast-growing companies. But again, what we talked about with running the operations, no company, no matter how big they are, there's been many examples along the way, I could use names, but I won't, in our industry that have been $30 billion companies, $40 billion companies, but then that PV division has exited because you can't just generate losses all day long. You have to generate profits. So that's what we're really good at. We're really good at having those that are leading are actually, a lot of them are the ones doing the most work. That's the way we look at it. A lot of companies look at managers as, just managing. No, we look at our leaders as the ones working as hard just their team is, and inspiring and teaching and coaching. So I think if you came into CPS, you'd learn a lot from all the different facets and folks that we have. But we think it's all about jobs. How do we create jobs? So he said he had 3 jobs last week. That's amazing to hear, because we don't always know. But I think that's what it's all about, is giving those folks the opportunity to come in, to learn, to grow their career. I do think, you mentioned something about the skilled labor. My father was a carpenter. I can't say enough how much that is in such high demand in our country, in any field, right? The mechanics, that's a different side of your brain, and you have a lot of them in our company. They're brilliant. They're brilliant people. And, to go out and every day work with your hands is an art, right? I mean, as you know. So I think there's going to be so many types of different jobs. I mean, I think, like real estate, you have boom and bust. Solar's seen its cyclical periods. Last year was slightly down. This year is projected to be up. I mean, you can't, just because you project doesn't mean it will, right? So we got to go out and we got to all make things happen. That's what we're excited to do this week, is help our customers grow, deploy more projects, grow faster, add more jobs for their own companies. And we think collectively, as a company like CPS, we're not adding the 100 jobs in our team now. We're actually adding thousands of jobs, construction jobs, right, at the local level. So that's what we're excited about. That's what keeps us really going.
It's a wonderful, virtuous cycle.
Yeah.
James, any final words about future employees, or words to future employees of Chint?
So we have a lot of younger engineers. We have some interns from engineering schools here in the Dallas area, different colleges. I tell them all the time, solar, just renewable energy, solar is just growing, busting at the seams. You have wide opportunity. You can pick and choose. We bring you in, we start showing them little different stuff here in the labs and training, get them some hands-on battery systems and stuff like that, and then where they go from there is just unimaginable. It's such a wide open field at this time that,
Yeah, we're going to 10x the solar industry in the next 25 years. Yeah. It is an amazing growth opportunity. So, I want to
What year did you get in?
I got into PV in 2016.
Okay, wow.
But I grew up doing solar thermal in my backyard in Albuquerque,
right.
New Mexico.
Okay.
So renewable energy is in my blood, and I just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And it was serendipitous because we had great legislation happening in Illinois at that time.
When I was in 2008, there was really no real jobs. There was maybe 10,000 people in the whole industry, so 300,000 or so now.
Exactly,
right?
300,000.
It's amazing, but you're right. 10x would be unbelievable. But that's what our company's about. We're hoping to bring more and more jobs to the U.S. Through all these different ways, from engineering, construction, project management, all the like. Certainly manufacturing.
Well, we're out of time, but I want to say thank you so much for being here, for having me here at the Richardson, Texas facility. Good luck today with this customer event. It's really exciting. And to all our listeners, please check out all of our content at cleanpowerhour.com. Give us a rating and a review on Apple and Spotify so that other people can find this content. That is the best thing you can do when you find the Clean Power Hour. And also, go to chintpowersystems.com. I'm Tim Montague. Let's grow solar and storage. The Clean Power Hour is brought to you by CPS America, the maker of North America's #1 3-phase string inverter, with over 6 gigawatts shipped in the U.S. The CPS America product lineup includes 3-phase string inverters ranging from 25 to 275 kW. Their flagship inverter, the CPS 250-275, is designed to work with solar plants ranging from 2 megawatts to 2 gigawatts. The 250-275 pairs well with CPS America's exceptional data communication, controls, and energy storage solutions. Go to chintpowersystems.com to find out more.